Hey everybody, my name's Phil Kohler. I'm here with Polygon, and joining me via Skype today, a very special guest, Simon Bradbury. Hey Simon.
Hi there.
So Simon, you are with the developer Firefly, is that correct?
That's right. Yep.
And
I
you
am
guys
indeed.
are making Stronghold Crusaders 2, which we have open here an early, as you can see, beta build, not the final build of the game. Um, what before we hit start game, because I know once we hit start game, things start going. Give us a little background. What is Stronghold Crusaders 2, and what do we have to look forward to when we start playing this?
Well, Stronghold Crusader 2 is built on the back of Stronghold. Stronghold being a kind of castle building game, which is a unique RTS game, a combination of RTS fighting, so sieging castles and defending them, combined with a builder game. So you have resource chains to make food, to get resources, make stuff to make weapons, and some of those chains are multi-building, and eventually you kind of you get more and more or less people to make troops or to run the economy based on how much food you have, etc. So you need to kind of do the building, and running your castle, and then you need to defend it, and then when you're powerful enough, you go out and attack. So that's the stronghold idea, and then Crusader adds on top of that a kind of skirmish game mentality,
Okay.
a layer of strategy, which is kind of like, imagine you're playing a multiplayer game, and you're playing against real humans,
Yeah.
and you can still do that, but you can mix in either none or up to 7 AI opponents who'll build their castle in the same way that your friend might do. Well,
Sure.
maybe not exactly the same way as your friend, but in a similar way.
Well, let's
And
let's jump in. Let's get
yeah,
started.
sure,
And
let's go for it.
I've played about an hour of this beta build. I'm not very good at it, so I'm gonna need your help, Simon. I'm gonna need you to guide me to success, or to
Okay.
guide me towards embarrassing failure. Either way, whatever ends up
You're putting the
happening.
blame on me already.
It's your stockpile, my lord.
All right, so you
So
start
the
off,
first thing is, yep,
and we've got
you're there.
this.
You're in a map there, and you've got a good defensive spot. There's a big lake and a big ridge in between you and the other guy over there.
Yeah, and there's
That
our
you're going to
enemy.
fight. Who I think is the Caliph.
And
There
so
you
this is
go.
basically, this is early press preview build. This is basically just one single map, but I assume in the final version there's a lot of different maps, a lot of different
Oh yeah,
possibilities.
yeah, yeah. Lots and lots of maps.
Um,
There'll be much bigger maps. There'll be maps with, you against one player, 2, 3, 4, up to 7.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have 2 guys on your side. Sometimes they'll be allied again. Lots of different funky extra things. This is a very simple map.
yeah, so this is kind of this is the basic getting us set up. From what I figured out, so we have a time here remaining, which is the enemy's not going to start attacking until this runs out. Also, this won't
Yeah.
start ticking down until we place the first 2 buildings. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. So the first thing you do is you look around, find the strategic spot to place your stockpile. Your stockpile houses kind of basic resources like wood, iron, stone, pitch. So on this map, you've got wood in the shape of the trees, and you've got some stone to the north of it. So if you probably place it somewhere just above those
Here-ish?
trees, like that, yeah, I'd probably do.
Cite
Yeah.
your granary, sire.
Great.
There you go.
And then we need a granary.
The
Which,
granary now that collects food. Now food buildings generally farms can only be placed on oases. That's the green textured land. So anywhere where there's kind of green,
sure.
kind of
So maybe
down there,
down
that's
around
fine.
here.
Yeah, and then just to make the point, if you place an apple farm, maybe that's the one on the bottom there, second from the left. There you go. That needs to be on the grass, and then
Got
the
it.
worker you'll see comes and starts working there, and then he'll
Yep.
start making apples, sending it to the granary.
And so based off of what I've played previously, I know we are going to need wood and we are going to need
And
stone.
Stone,
So
absolutely.
we're
stone.
gonna build a quarry right away. Does that go about right here? Is that right? Or it's
No, you've got to place it on stone deposits. That's to the north of that blue line. It's just on into a neutral estate.
oh right
So there you go.
here.
That's that. Yeah, that's an estate either of you can build on. In our estate, the blue one, only we can, and he's can only build on the red estate. Neutrals anyone can build on. Later on in other missions, you'll find village estates,
Sure.
which are capturable and which will send you goods. So
Oh, that's cool.
that's a nice, yeah. Well, that's one of the many improvements we've made from Stronghold Crusader 1, which is it's got a whole layer of strategy for estates.
gonna-
You can have up to I think 12 village estates on the map.
Let's get a sheep farm going too.
Sheep farm, yeah, you're making some food in there, which is good. Obviously, food is great because if you see that top left there, you've got your popularity at 20, which means people will slowly come in. You've maxed out your bed space with 8 of 8, so I'd suggest you build a hovel.
Sure.
That's it. There you go. That's the hovel. Place it close to the keep, and it'll give you 8 peasants. Away from the keep, it gives you less. So if you move that hovel away, there you go, 6 there. And if you move it miles away, you only get 2. Now you've got more bed space. The people will be coming because you're popular. If you wanted to make yourself unpopular, obviously you can tax people heavily. So if you click on that popularity symbol in the top left, it'll open up the panel. And then you've got some controls there. So the tax rate, at the minute you've got plus 20 from having normal rations and plus 5 now from having a little bit of overcapacity, which is now lost because everyone's come in. So if you increase your taxes to a off normal to from low to normal, minus 10, you're still popular. People are still coming in, but you're making that little bit extra money.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm gonna do that.
If you wanted to have tax people more, you'd obviously need to compensate them in some way. So you'd probably need more food. Then you can issue double rations, for example. But to do that, you'll need more farm buildings. Obviously, that'll need more people to run them. So it's got a kind of cyclical thing going on here, and that's just for one of the many things you need to attend to as the kind of Castellan.
So the other thing that we should be worrying about is we should probably start building up some military buildings here. So what's our what's the proper route to start?
The next thing I think you need is
That's very mean.
No, he is one of the meaner AI characters. There's about 8, but he's a mean fella. What I would do next is build a wall. It's a simple kind of area to wall off. So if you click on the castle, and then click on that second one there, the thick one, not that one. The next one,
wall.
Yeah, there you go. And then right somewhere, you have to build on your estate, not quite close to the white line there, but maybe you're pretty close to it. Yeah, about there.
Like around
and
here.
And then drag it into the cliff, and then drag it across right across the map to the edge of the map shown by the dotted line. There you go. And release that. Now, obviously, to get people on that wall, you need some stairs. So if you place a stair, it'll kind of. There you go. That's fine. That'll terraform around it.
Oh, nice.
And then maybe a tower. You could place one of those towers down there. You haven't got enough stone for the big one, but you have for the medium one.
I'm worried about. Do we need a gatehouse to get in?
You will do. Yes, you will need a gatehouse, but not just yet. Let's not worry about going out yet. Let's.
I'm just worried about my quarry guys.
Yeah. No, yes. Exactly. But I think I'd get the walls up first. You can always rebuild that quarry. That's quite cheap.
Okay.
And then the final thing you're going to need is a barracks, because that's, as you said before, you probably want to make some troops at some point. So the barracks, the second one. Oh, you need some more stone.
No, we're so close.
So what you could do is buy some stone whilst you're waiting. So if you click on the stockpile.
Where's that?
That's just below the tower. There you go.
Yeah.
Keep pointing. There you go. So click on the stone. Oh, you've bought some wood. Click on the stone, and then buy some stone. There you go. You've probably got enough now.
How about all sorts of stone?
You've got loads of gold as well. So at this point, we've made it easy for you. So the barracks, and if you build up, click on the barracks and go up to the wall. There you go, and then click on that.
You want it right by the wall?
Yeah, I think so. Then it'll blend into the wall.
Oh, that's cool. It's really cool the way that these like terraform together, as you said.
We've changed the system around. We've gone back to effectively a tile-based system. We kind of went funky with Stronghold 3 and 2 with any direction walls, which felt a great thing at the time.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, I think it's a lot more usable in a kind of tile-based system, and it's a lot more control for the player. And we're certainly enjoying it more. It means we can bash the walls down, and you can layer your walls to any thickness, etc., etc.
Look at this jerk with his giant towers.
He's already way ahead of you, isn't he? You see,
my towers.
He's caliph.
Fine the way it is. I don't need big show-off tower.
He is quite showy off.
Yeah.
The greatest lord.
What? What did I just get? What happened? What was that?
You've been named the greatest lord. That's probably because you've got more gold than him.
Okay.
At this point.
So
if you go to
I really like the ghost voice, just like
It's the well, we call him the genie, and he
so
says
good.
lots of things to you.
I love it.
He's kind of like the guy on kind of like Gladiators or something like this, where he comments on what's going on in the arena or something like that.
Sure.
But anyway, I don't know whether that's just an English show. So if you probably you need the gate in there now, as you said before. So if you
Okay, yeah.
because then you can get your quarry guys going.
So does this just blend in wherever we put it?
There you go. Yeah, but rotate it around with your mouse wheel so that the big towers face outward. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll work.
That's very yeah. I like that.
Now to get that stone in at the top, you need to place an extra bit of kit, which is the oxen to transport it. So you set the one at the ground. Now these guys will transport iron or stone, and you've got a nice big pile of stone there. So if you place it up close to that,
Just right here.
yeah. And in a second there, off he goes. He'll kind of zoom in on that. You'll see him kind of fill in a little bit. And there you go. He's now slowly taking those things away, and then off he comes back.
What a
Now you've got
hardworking.
5 stones, so you don't have to buy it anymore.
Yeah, what a hardworking little ox. That's great.
He's going to be backwards and forwards there a lot, I think, as well. So it's up to you if you want to place more oxen. You can, and and on certain maps where you've not, where you don't have everything, you might be kind of harvesting it, not just to build things, but also maybe to sell, so that you can
buy other things.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's
really
really cool.
That's how we mix up a lot of the maps. There are so many combinations of things that challenge you or things that we make you play.
What are you guys doing over here?
That's a new unit to the series, which is the slave driver. We've always had the slaves. Oh, there you go. You better go back.
A message from the Caliph.
Where are we at?
I'll burn your little castle to the ground.
No.
We have,
So if you rotate around, if you just hold the mouse wheel, right?
Swords are yours.
We need to kill this.
Normally those slaves go and send them out to try and burn buildings down, but in this case he can't because you put a wall in the way. So now what he's done is
These guys are pretty weak. They're gonna fall pretty
They're
quick.
very weak. The slaves are. That's where the slave drivers come in. They are.
Once more, we march.
The slave drivers are buff them up. So if you've got a slave driver in the middle of them, their armor is increased quite a lot. Now what we next time they do that, if we just let them do it, then I can just explain a little bit about the physics system. And obviously this is Stronghold Crusader's gone into 3D from 2D, which lets you do that rotating and zooming, which we couldn't before. But it also allows kind of some other stuff, like we have desert effects like tornadoes and locust storms and things like that, which will affect the map.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. And
You order, sire.
and then we've also don't take them out there yet. Ooh,
Oh, you don't
bring
think?
it back in a minute. I just want to show you
Sure.
another thing that the 3D thing gives us, which is
Swordsman, forward.
Oh, run away.
they're the horse archers. They can shoot and move at the same time, so you've probably taken a bit of damage there.
Yeah, a little bit.
So actually, to put those archers on the wall to just clear those horse archers. If you click on the archers on that panel at the bottom,
Sure.
Prepared.
then click on the walls, then you'll send them up onto the.
Sorry, let's
On your command. Get up on
Aha.
those walls.
That makes sense. That is probably a good place for them to be at most times.
It is. The horse archers that you're facing against are good for kind of clearing them off. Now this is an early beta build, and you're looking there at a slight bug. Those horse archers should be further away and running around at the moment. They're not.
Sure.
What I want to do now is to try and get someone to come and attack those walls, which they will do in a little bit.
Yeah, this
so
one's
in the
taken a
meantime,
little bit of.
It has, yeah, but
Your little castle to the ground.
it looks quite nice when you can see there a little bit of damage there,
Yeah.
because we've managed to get the physics working really nicely. I think we've probably got the best wall destruction we've ever had in a Stronghold game, where little chunks of walls come tumbling down. And what we've done in the original game, we had people for gameplay reasons, we allowed melee troops to attack the walls, and it worked great for gameplay. But then in the series we took it away because a lot of people thought it was kind of unrealistic, and it looked kind of unrealistic. So we kind of went for no attacking the walls, and that in a way kind of ruined gameplay. We've gone back to it,
Sure.
but what we've done now is when people attack the walls, they don't kind of do it with their little daggers or their kind of slaves' torches. We swap them over to a crowbar or a pickaxe, which actually now looks really good. And all of a sudden it just works. It just works, you know, and you kind of see these guys and they're knocking it down with a pickaxe, and you can think, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And so, you know, but it's from our perspective, from a coding perspective, it's just purely a visual, it's just a visual thing. So if you bring those archers off the walls again, I can just kind of show you what I mean, because then
Your loyal archers.
your archers would shoot them, and they wouldn't get to do their stuff.
Ready!
You know, it hurts to have to let them just
No, I know. I'm leading you to your doom here, I think.
But it's okay. It's for the greater good. I've got to accept that. So what are the different kinds of, while we're waiting for them to come? So I've got swordsman, pikeman, man-at-arms. What are the different like strengths and weaknesses of these?
Well, you know, the swordsman on the left there, there's 4 of the 10 Crusader units. The swordsman's a great, he's a tank unit. You know, he's very slow, but very strong. The pikeman, if you make some of those, actually, if you select the pikeman and put them somewhere. Oh, hold on a second. I think if you just go back up to see what the caliph's up to.
Yeah, he's
he's building up a siege there.
Oh God! Oh no!
So if you go back down to see the pikeman again, we'll
yeah.
Then select this pikeman. Now put them into defensive stance, for example.
We are under attack.
There you go. Bang. These guys rock solid. They don't do much damage, but when they're in that formation, not a lot gets past them.
Sure.
So kind of got. So again, it's a very visual thing. We like to keep everything very visual. And there's about 10 different. Now we're going to see some physics. I think he's got some catapults firing.
Yeah, he sure does. Oh, and he's got a big ballista here.
He's got a big fire.
Oh God, that's pretty cool looking though.
I know that's what I'm saying. I think 3D finally we've got some good destruction going on. And it's such a good thing for a castle game.
Oh, oh no.
Ah, now those horse archers get it.
Well, these guys are in defensive position, so we're probably fine. I think I'm gonna make it. I think.
Might do.
What's so?
Kind of, if we go and have a look in the castle at the back, we can place.
Rally to the Lord. He is under attack.
We can place a mercenary post, and that shows you like there's a load of mercenary units that you can build as well. There you go. And if you just click on that, you're not seeing the assassins in there, but there's another 10 types, and these guys are more guerrilla. So they're not another faction. They have specializations like the slave driver, horse archer, oil pot thrower. He's pretty good. Go send him over.
I'm just gonna toss some oil pots at this.
Actually, you could put them on top of the keep. That might not be a bad idea, because they'll then throw it down.
The greatest lord.
Probably not.
This is a bad time to tell me that.
That's sounding more like. There you go. Oh, it's dead. So these guys, fire plays a big part in the game.
Yeah.
You can have very pitch ditches, pots of oil throws, fire ballistas, hay bale launchers.
If we're tossing oil willy nilly in our, can we end up hurting our own buildings?
Yes.
Excellent.
You do. So you've got to be very careful.
Oh, is this?
But.
Oh, that's. I probably don't want him going out to attack.
The lords come out. Yep. Yeah, you probably didn't want to send him.
Well,
he's a pretty tough guy. He's certainly more than a match for those slaves.
Well, you know, it's our last stand. I gotta do what I can. So you know, if I wanted to be building more troops, obviously we have all these military buildings. What's the proper order here? So we have a barracks.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's 2 ways to go. Either you pay a lot of gold for the mercenary troops, the Arabic types there, or you kind of pay a lot less gold for the standard Crusader units, but you've got to make them yourself, which means you've got a whole range of like weapons workshops, Fletchers and weaponsmiths, blacksmiths, forges, etc. And that's those guys down there exactly. Yeah. We've also got ale systems, religious systems in there as well. So it does get quite complex, and we make it play more or less complex depending on the type of missions that you're playing.
That looked really nice, the way the tent just collapsed there.
Yeah, the tent collapsed. This is what the slaves do well. They carry their torches. They're great at setting fire to our buildings. So there's a whole system of water defenses. There's water pots.
Yeah, I saw you can make a well and water pots. So that would essentially be like you're making firemen.
No
exactly.
built.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Helpful.
I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do fine.
Really? You're still optimistic?
Well, so you know, I guess as my lord loses the final bit of his health here, what does the structure of the game look like then? Is it like a campaign? Is it just you choose a map and play like against AI skirmish mode?
So so there's several modes. Obviously, we have you know, things like we have free build and tutorial. We have custom skirmish game where you can set up the game from about like 40 maps to your own liking, multiplayer modes. But the two biggies are the learning campaigns, which is a series of campaigns teaching you about all of these things.
Oh, that would be very helpful for me.
Exactly. And then the skirmish trails. That's the real meat of it. We have, I think, 6 skirmish trails in the game, which have literally got probably like hundreds of hours of gameplay in there because some of them are quite hard. Where we basically match you up, and it's effectively like setting up multiplayer matches across different maps with different things like outposts and lions' dens, estates, different. You're allied with players. You know, sometimes you can ally with players and you can ask them to send you goods if they're in the right mood, or ask them to defend you or fight for you and things like that. Attack other people's castles for you. And then that slowly ramps up over time, getting more and more tough as you kind of go through the missions. And the skirmish trails are really the kind of like big, the big meaty part of the game.
Oh, look
obviously
what's left
we've got
of
multiplayer in there as well.
my beautiful walls.
I know they've done a pretty good job of destroying it. Obviously, we have multiplayer, and you know that you can put AI characters into that as well. So it could be like you and say you and 3 mates against 4 AI opponents. That plays pretty nice. I think one other killer feature I'd like to mention, which we're trying out the first time in the series.
Attack the Crusader pigs!
He's after you. He's coming again. One other feature we have, and if you send him up there to a glorious defeat, is a co-op mode.
Oh, great!
So which isn't like team where you're just teamed with the blues. It's like no, you're both playing. In this case, the reds. So if, say you and a friend are playing, you could send the troops one way. I could lasso them and send them the other way. Which sounds a bit crazy, but I think it's actually a really interesting thing for Stronghold, because I think what will happen is that people will figure it out for themselves, and that people will kind of go, well, either you attack and I'll build, or you take the west wing, I'll take the right wing, or I'm really good at the game and I'll show you how to kind of play it. You know, I'll take you under my wing. It's a community feature that we're going to support going forward, and we'll add features for it depending on what people actually want.
Yeah, that sounds like a really cool, really interesting idea. I absolutely. I'm a fan of co-op stuff like that. That's just gloating.
Oh, that felt good.
Absolutely. and oh, there you go, you lost. And so there'll be obviously a lot of stats and all that kind of thing in there. You know, there'll be Steam achievements, Steam Workshop.
Sure.
The game will come with a fully featured kind of map editor, scenario editor, and as with all the previous Strong games, people will make thousands, tens of thousands of maps. And this time around, though, rather than having to hunt them on the internet, they'll all be there for people to download and play. And,
excellent.
The community will be out there. So
well, this seems super cool. I will definitely be checking this out more when the final version is ready, and I can hopefully actually learn how to play it in a, let's say, slightly less embarrassing. Because I'm not gonna promise I'll ever be good.
I think you did pretty good, because I made you pull away from the walls. I think you could have defended it if I didn't want to show off the physics.
Maybe let's not jump to conclusions here. But this is Stronghold Crusaders 2. One of you guys, do you have a release date yet, or is it more of a general time frame right now?
No. This is our first self-published game, I should say, as well. You know, as Firefly, as a developer, and we've always said it'll be ready when it's ready, because we're definitely determined not to repeat Stronghold 3, which came out way too early. Not in our control. But this time it's ready when it's ready, and it is ready. It's getting very close to ready, and it's coming out on September the 2nd.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you again for joining us, Simon.
No problem. Thank you for having me. It's great talking to you, Philip.